Deep thinkers and highly analytical individuals can be the most intelligent people in the world. But do you know that their biggest strength is sometimes destroying them? Extreme loneliness, suffocating their own emotions, and running away from everyone who loves them. What exactly are these profound minds fighting within themselves? Hello, welcome to Indian Astrology Numerology. Here, we don't just talk superficially about human behavior, but we bring out its real truth through practical life wisdom, deep observations, and the true philosophy of life. These are the 7 dark secrets of highly analytical minds, how they begin, and how to avoid them. The 7 dark secrets. Number 1. Extreme loneliness. Highly analytical people are often very sensitive to their surroundings. The loud energy, noise, and shallow talks of the outside world often overwhelm their minds. Deep down, they do not consider themselves a part of this fast-paced material world. They feel that their energy is being completely drained when they are in crowds. How it begins. This starts when they constantly feel like they just don't fit into a social group, their family, or their workplace. When people cannot understand their deep thoughts or make fun of them, they isolate themselves to protect their peace. It starts with taking a short break from people, which gradually turns into completely cutting off from the world. What to do? Choose a healthy, controlled, alone time for yourself. Stay alone, but have a fixed time for it, like 2 hours a day. Try to build a small group of friends who understand your mental wavelength and match you on an intellectual level. What not to do? Do not lock yourself in your room forever. Stop believing that interacting with people is always a waste of time. Number 2. Highly critical and intolerant. In simple words, this is an unhealthy obsession with being perfect. A picture-perfect ideal of everything lives inside their minds. But when the real world doesn't match that perfect picture, a deep mental frustration builds up inside them, which comes out in the form of anger and intolerance. How it begins. It happens when other people do not follow the systems, rules, or high standards they created. If someone does a job carelessly or without going into the details, their sharp mind rips that work apart. Sometimes they criticize others just to hide their own hidden insecurities. What to do? Adopt the 80-20 rule. If a task is even 80% well done, learn to accept it and be okay with it. Before you criticize someone, use the sandwich method. First, say something good, then gently point out the mistake, and finish with a word of encouragement. What not to do. Do not treat every small human mistake as a massive character flaw. Avoid the "if it's not perfect, it's useless" attitude. Number 3. Suppressing emotions and acting cold. Deep thinkers often have a habit of overanalyzing everything to protect their feelings. Instead of just feeling their emotions naturally, they start questioning the logic behind them. Deep down, they carry this false belief that showing emotions makes a person weak and foolish. How it begins. Often, the roots of this behavior lie in some deep betrayal from the past or an incident in childhood where their feelings were badly hurt. To protect themselves from experiencing that same pain again, they build a strong iron wall of pure logic around their hearts. When someone actually shows them genuine love, they immediately become suspicious. What to do? Letting out your bottled up feelings is absolutely necessary. Give the heavy thoughts in your mind a safe way to flow out, whether that is through painting, making music, or simply writing in a diary. What not to do? Do not consider crying or feeling sad as your life's biggest defeat. Do not push away your loved ones just because you are scared to trust their love. Number 4. Pessimism and running away from reality. When their endless search for truth doesn't give them a happy answer, they start feeling completely hopeless, believing that nothing in life actually matters. To run away from this heavy sadness and confusion, they might drown themselves in bad habits, excessive gaming, or nonstop work to numb their minds. How it begins. This usually happens when they see the harsh reality of the world, corruption, or how fake people can be up close. They lose their faith in humanity. When the pain of reality becomes too heavy to carry, they grab onto any distraction just to stop feeling. What to do? Read about practical life philosophies that teach us how to stay strong. Learn that even if life feels meaningless sometimes, we have the power to create our own beautiful meaning. Do simple physical activities that bring your focus back to the present moment. What not to do? Do not let bad habits become the remote control to calm your mind. And remember, you do not have to carry the burden of saving the entire world on your shoulders alone. Number 5, being trapped in their own bubble. Because they stay cut off from the outside world, there is no one left to question or challenge their ideas. They start living in a bubble of their own thoughts, where they slowly start believing that only they know the ultimate truth, and the rest of the world is just foolish. How it begins. When any of their big plans or ideas fail in real life, they refuse to accept the truth just to stop their pride from shattering. Instead of looking at their own mistakes, they start blaming bad luck, situations, or other people for their failure. What to do? Find a mentor, a guide, or an honest friend whose wisdom you deeply respect, and listen to their advice with an open mind. Do not let self-reflection turn into empty self-praise. What not to do? Do not ignore obvious facts and reality just because they do not match the imaginary world you have created in your head. Number 6, unstable relationships. This simply means having a deep fear of getting too emotionally close to someone. They love their personal freedom so much that closeness starts making them feel suffocated. Deep inside, they hold on to the belief that no other human being on this earth can ever truly and fully understand them. How it begins? When a partner naturally asks for more time, emotional depth, or commitment in a relationship, they panic. They feel that their privacy and freedom are under attack. Suddenly, they start pulling away without giving any real reason, just disappearing without a word. Or they deliberately start finding silly flaws in the relationship just to break it off. What to do? Have open and honest conversations with your partner from day one about your personal boundaries and your need for some alone time. Let yourself be emotionally open in your relationships. Showing your true feelings is an act of bravery, not a weakness. What not to do? When a problem pops up in your relationship, do not make the mistake of suddenly running away or giving them the silent treatment. Do not cut down your partner's genuine feelings using cold logic. Number 7, constant complaining and restlessness. A highly active brain is like a supercomputer. When it doesn't have a challenging problem to solve, it just sits idle and starts overheating. All this unused mental energy turns into irritation, restlessness, and a habit of complaining about everything. How it begins? It comes from getting mentally stuck. When their life gets tied into a boring daily routine and they have nothing exciting to read, learn, or explore, their brain gets restless. It starts finding faults in the environment, the system, and the people around them. Instead of offering helpful solutions, they just turn into a walking complaint box. What to do? Always keep your mind engaged in learning something new and challenging, like studying human nature, exploring a new philosophy, or picking up a new language. If you feel the need to point out a flaw, make it a rule to offer at least one practical solution along with it. What not to do? Do not sit idle. For deep thinkers, an empty mind isn't just the devil's workshop, it is the starting point of their own downfall. Stop carrying the attitude that everything in the world is just nonsense. 4 simple everyday remedies. Friends, deep thinkers have minds that are always running at full speed. They have incredible imagination and mental energy, but if this energy doesn't find a positive outlet, it just turns into overthinking, restlessness, and anxiety. To balance this heavy mental load, you don't need any complicated treatments. Just try these 4 simple, everyday habits that actually work wonders. First remedy, take a mental pause. When your mind is overflowing with thoughts and confusions, just sit quietly and focus on your breathing. You can call it meditation or just taking a quick breather. Taking out just 10 to 15 minutes a day to close your eyes and take deep breaths cuts down the mental noise. It helps your racing mind calm down and brings you back to the present moment. Second remedy, small acts of kindness. Have you ever noticed how good it feels to feed a street dog or help someone in need? Doing small, selfless acts for voiceless animals or people naturally makes us happier. It slowly melts away the hidden irritation and frustration inside a deep thinker, bringing a sense of emotional peace that nothing else can buy. Third remedy, reconnect with nature. Overthinkers usually spend their whole day lost in their own heads and thoughts. The best way to come back to the real world is to walk barefoot on green grass every morning. Spending a little time around trees, feeling the soil, and getting some fresh air works like magic to clear your head and chase away that feeling of extreme loneliness. Fourth remedy, brain dumping on paper. When your thoughts are tangled and negative energy is building up inside, just grab a notebook and write everything down. Dump all your frustration, confusion, and feelings onto the paper. It's like emptying a heavy backpack. Once your thoughts are out of your head and on paper, the mental fog clears up instantly, and you start seeing things with absolute clarity. So these were those dark secrets of highly analytical minds that hollow them out from the inside. But remember, being a deep thinker is not a curse. Life's deepest wisdom also says that simply accepting your flaws is always the first step to improving them. These individuals possess the deepest mental energy in the world. If this very overthinking and loneliness are turned in the right direction, it can make you an excellent researcher, problem solver, or a profound thinker. The only need is to channel this limitless energy into discovering yourself instead of fighting yourself. Stop running after perfection and learn to embrace the beautiful flaws of being human. If you yourself are an overthinker or someone close to you shares these traits, share this video immediately so they can understand their mental struggle. Which of these secrets do you relate to the most? Or which analytical behavior bothers you the most? Do tell me your experience in the comments. I will be waiting for your reply. To untangle the deep science of human behavior and the human mind, like this, subscribe and follow Indian astrology numerology right now. See you in the next video with a new secret.